and they want to come out here and go into the OAC tournament, A, as high of a seed as possible, and B, on momentum. And you want to be rolling at this time of the year. This is the time you want to peak emotionally, and I think BW starts that with their play of their defense.
A lot of emotion today coming in. Senior day, the two seniors for BW. Shane Zalba being announced now, and prior to that, Terrell Hicks, the senior. He will feature in the starting lineup today for senior day. A senior out of Cuyahoga Falls, and Shane Zalba, who you see on screen now, moving across the timeline with his family. He's a 5'11" guard out of Mentor.
This is a special day for the Yellow Jacket programs as they get to tip their caps to the seniors, the two men's basketball players and the four women's basketball players that have given their all over their 4 years in the program. And you really have to respect the work that they put in, not only athletically but academically as well. It's never easy to manage multiple schedules like these student athletes are asked to do semester after semester. But when you make it to your senior day and you get to celebrate with your family, your friends, your teammates, your coaches, the fans, that's a really special moment for everybody who's associated with the program.
Yeah, and through some of these tough times recently, it's good to see this whole gymnasium with smiles on their faces for today's senior day. An exciting matchup coming your way in a couple of minutes, as we'll let PA handle this senior day announcement. Was the announcement that Tom Heil received his 100th career victory as the head coach of this roster, this program, and it was a historic one in John Carroll, an 88-77 victory, and a really emotional uprising of this team. They've really been on a roll these past couple of games, and just to get that important win for Coach Howell, the 100th win in program history with him as the head coach. So special to have some of these moments at home at the end of the season.
Every one of those victories were sweet for their own reasons. When a milestone comes against that team in that gym, doesn't get much better than that.
Well said, partner. No better than beating John Carroll inside the Tony DiCarlo Varsity Center. Brand new court there at John Carroll. And BW getting a win there this year. Did not pick up a win on the women's side at the Tony DiCarlo Varsity Center. But they did on the men's side as they announced the Capitals starting lineups. We'll go down them for you. David Sanford, the sophomore point guard out of Springfield, Ohio. Ryan Seaver, the freshman forward, 6'7", out of Ottoville, Ohio. And number 11, Caleb Crawford, sophomore guard, 6'2", out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Tyler Schreck, the senior wing player, and Dom Mogler, the freshman winger. We'll send it over to the PA announcer to give you the BW starters for today. games finishing up here in Berea. If you didn't hear those starters, they are as follows: Jake Snyder, Anthony Mazzeo, Shane Zalba, Drew Wennis, and Terrell Hicks. And at the tip for the Comets, Ryan Seaver. 6'7" forward. He'll be facing off against Terrell Hicks, who stands at 6'5", 250.
Nice of Coach Tom Heil to recognize Terrell Hicks' contributions to the program with the start today. Not a guy who sees a lot of action typically, but this is a reward for 4 years of hard work.
Good to see that as an emotional boost, and we're tipped off into the final game of the regular season here in the OAC. Here's Crawford with it out top. Swings it over to Seaver. Here's Schreck working on Hicks. Back to Crawford now. Up top with Seaver. Comets swinging around. Here's Mergley. Stolen away by Wennis. And a turnover on the first possession for the Capital Comets. Here's Jake Snyder working with it for the BW offense for the first time. Tosses it off towards Hicks. The hook shot is up and no good, but the rebound is finished off by Shane Zalba on the offensive glass.
You know, one senior picking up another on that one. Good job by Zalba to put himself in position to get that offensive rebound and put back.
The Jackets score off the opening possession turnover by Capital, and the shot is up and good by Sanford. The mid-ranger goes from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's a nice pull-up jumper right there from Sanford. Not much you could do defensively.
Here's Snyder on the drive. The kick to Mazzeo. Mazzeo working. Snyder puts it on the deck. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Does not go that time. Here's Caleb Crawford, the drive. Kicks it out. Here's Seaver. Hand off to Crawford. Sanford on the near side wing, swings it over to Crawford in the corner, and he traveled. 2 turnovers to start things out for Capital.
That's what you want defensively for the Yellow Jackets. You want good, solid defense, continuing to build towards next week where defense will be paramount if you want to advance in the OAC tournament.
Exactly right, partner. Defense is much needed down the stretch. Here's Shane Zalba with the basketball. Screen from Simmons. The kick to Wennis on the wing. The three is no good. Rebound by Simmons inside. He'll post up and kick it back out to Zalba up top. On that far side OAC logo. Gets a screen from Simmons again. The left-handed scoop layup. In and out. And the rebound corralled inside by Jackson Simmons. He'll get fouled there. And the Jackets will have it under their own basket.
Yeah, good hustle by Jackson Simmons. Just a few seconds into the game already with 2 offensive boards, keeping possessions alive.
Hand off to Mazzeo. Working with the right-handed dribble. Crossover to left and swing it to Wennis here on the wing. Snyder with it, working on Crawford. Left-handed drive. Kicks it corner to Zalba. The three is no good. Rebound over to Schreck. Schreck on the drive, and he's fouled by Simmons on the way up. He'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Schreck, a 67% free throw shooter coming into the game. He's knocked down 45 of his 67 attempts from the line.
And did not hit that one.
Wasn't much arc underneath the ball. It was pretty much a straight line drive that hit off back iron.
Schreck puts up the second, and it's good. Splits the pair at the free throw line. 3-2 the score now. Capital leads it. Here's Shane Zalba. Screen up top from Simmons. Kicks it back there to Wennis, and Wennis throws it away. Looking for Simmons inside, but miscommunication.
Yeah, I mean, it was open if they could have completed that, but unfortunately, Simmons went one way, the ball went the other.
Crawford brings it across now for the Comets on offense. Lots of off-ball movement. Sanford collects. Swing to Einik. in the corner with Crawford. Working on Jake Snyder. He puts it on the floor and drives. Puts it up with the left hand and no good. A strong defensive rebound from Jackson Simmons. Simmons hands off Snyder for three. Front rim, no good. Rebound over to Capital. Here's Crawford. The kick to Seaver. Seaver, the head fake, pulls up and no good off the back iron. Anthony Mazzio now. Probing on offense. The step back, fade away, no good at the free throw line.
Neither one of these teams starting off real hot. Combined, they're just 2 of 11 from the field.
Sanford with the basketball. Pass inside, and a nice cut from Tyler Schreck gets the 2.
Maybe I should have said that when BW had the basketball instead.
5-3 now to score. Here's Zalba, strong drive and a great finish.
A tough 2 in the lane, but Zalba's there to get it to go.
Crawford comes right back the other way, missed that one. Rebound is put back by Schreck.
Yeah, Simmons overcommitted defensively, missed the chance at the rebound, and that gave up an easy look.
BW jumper is no good. 4-7 still to score. Just about 5 minutes underway here in Berea. Here's Sanford in the post with Schreck. Backing down Mazzio. Rolling fadeaway, no good. Great defense for Mazzio on the inside. Here's Shane Zalba. Picks up a screen from Drew Wennis and kicks it over to Snyder. Wennis sets another screen, that time for Snyder. Collects the ball and passes back to Snyder, who pulls a 3. Wow. How about that one in your face?
No space at all, hardly, to lift that shot, and Snyder still knocks it down.
And the Jackets get back on track now, 1 of 5 from downtown to open things up. Here's Capital on offense. Sanford, step back, just inside the 3-point line. Rebound tapped out of bounds by Mazzio.
And the thing of it is, he let it go out of bounds. He thought it was last touched by Capital, and it wasn't, according to the official.
Luke Driscoll and Ashton Price will check into the game. Mazzio and Shane Zalba to the bench. Capital triggers on the inbound, and the drive, no good on the layup from Iyink. Here's Jake Snyder now, working the Yellow Jacket offense. Swing over to Driscoll. Driscoll puts it on the floor, behind the back dribble, throws up a layup, no good. Driscoll can't hit. Still tied at 7 apiece. Here's Ryan Roth, who checks in off the bench. Stolen by Jackson Simmons. Quick hands on the steal. The big man driving things ahead, looking for a pass. Cross-court skip pass in the corner to Price. He puts it on the deck. Working in the post, fadeaway hook shot, no good from Ashton Price. The drive, Sanford up with the left hand and down for 2. Timeout, Capital. BW will take a 30-second timeout, but they started 3 of 12 from the field, Matt.
Yeah, and they really haven't had much to speak of other than a lot of effort plays by Jackson Simmons. That's really been what's helped them keep close in this first 6 or so minutes of action, is just the hustle plays on both ends of the floor by Jackson Simmons since he entered the game.
Simmons has 4 rebounds in just about a couple of minutes of play.
He also has a steal, too. He's been really active on both ends of the floor, picking up his first 2 rebounds on the offensive end.
Let's reset the floor for you. Rob Watson will check in. Jake Snyder, Ashton Price, Luke Driscoll, and Drew Wennis are out there for the Yellow Jackets. For Capital, it's Alex Iyink alongside David Sanford in the backcourt. Griffin Dosek checks in off the bench. Over there is Ryan Roth, and that sets up Capital and their foul. Here's Jake Snyder. The kick. Driscoll has it now. Working on Ryan Roth. Ashton Price now with it. Back to Wennis. Now Snyder here on the wing. Near side drive from Driscoll. Fades away as the shot clock expires, but can't hit. Here's Roth on the fast break. Finds the man down low, and it's Ink for two.
A way to run the fast break right there to get the easy two. Yellow Jackets couldn't get back in transition.
And the lead is 4 for Capital. Price puts it on the deck, looking for a teammate. Finds one in Rob Watson, who's in the post. Puts up the layup, and it's good. A strong play in the post by Rob Watson.
That's what you expect out of the young man. He's a really big asset to this team on both ends of the floor. Good defender and strong offensive player as well.
On the drive is Dosek in the corner. He stepped out of bounds. Joe Thompson had his foot on the line. Dom Megerle will check back in. And Snyder rolls it over the timeline. Here's Watson. Hand off to Snyder. His three is good. Jake Snyder from way downtown.
Off balance, defender in his face, doesn't matter. Jake Snyder bottoms out his second three-pointer of the half and pulls the Yellow Jackets to actually in front now by a point.
He's made 2 of his first 3 three-pointers. In the corner now, here's Roth. Post entry to Megerle. He goes up with the right hand. Great defense on the inside from the Yellow Jackets, forces a miss. It's a 1-point Yellow Jacket lead. Here's Jake Snyder. Turns it over. Steal by Megerle. He puts up the layup and in for 2 that time. Back to a Capital 1-point lead.
Yeah, old school finger roll right there. Wennis was dropping back to defend but didn't want to pick up the foul.
Driscoll on the drive. Lost his footing and traveled. Just the third BW turnover in this one. Christian Pfeiffer will check in off the bench. Started most of the season's games, has entered a bench role here in the past couple of them. Hand off to Roth. Here's Einik. Back to Roth. Almost stolen by Pfeiffer, but Dosek able to corral that. Einik swings it over far side. Pull-up jumper. No good for Megerle. Still a 1-point Capital lead. Driscoll with the basketball. Jackets swinging around. Here's Price. Wing three-pointer from Jake Snyder. No good. Rebound to Thompson. Thompson pushes things ahead. And Pfeiffer with a strong block on the inside.
That's what you want to see out of Christian Pfeiffer coming off the bench. Good defensive play to help lead a breakout.
Jackets pushing the pace and a three-pointer. Ashton Price drains it from the far side corner.
Great pass by Jake Snyder from the left wing. Snyder had missed 2 in a row. He saw a teammate with a better look and baseball passed it over to him for the shot.
It's now a 2-point Jacket lead, 15-13 the score if you're just joining us. Still in the first half of play here on the men's side of the doubleheader. Joe Thompson for 3. No good. Strong defensive rebound from Rob Watson. Jake Snyder, entry pass on the pick and roll, offensive foul.
That was very close to being in the restricted area. Tough call to go against Rob Watson, the third.
I agree with you, partner. Can't have the big guys get in trouble early.
The shame of it is Driscoll hit the shot that followed up the call. So that takes not only a possession away from the Yellow Jackets, but takes 2 points off the board.
Still a 2-point Jacket lead, though. 15-13 the score. Here's Sanford. Pull-up jumper, no good. Nice box out by Watson. Mazzio looking to open up his scoring. Not usual from him to not have a point 10 minutes into it yet.
Oh, boy.
And he's fouled.
And he looked like he was going to come up swinging there for a second. But he wasn't fouled. They called him for a 5-second. So it's a turnover for the Yellow Jackets.
Their 5th turnover of this one. Capitals only been able to convert 2 points out of the 5 Yellow Jacket turnovers so far. Here's Schreck. He traveled. Zalba triggers the inbound underneath the basket. Jacket possession now. Already halfway through the first half of action. Here's Pfeiffer. Hand off to Price on the wing. Price will drive. The spin, the lefty layup, no good, but he's fouled. 2 shots coming for Ashton Price.
Ashton Price, 22 of 29 from the free throw line this season, 75.9%.
Hits that one, nothing but net from Ashton Price. He's really had a successful freshman season. Finding himself offensively at the end of it. Makes his 2nd free throw and a perfect trip to the line there for him. Crawford manning the point. Stolen by Price. Quick hands from him. Oh, the no-look pass. Oh, but the finish.
Nice. Good play by Ashton Price on both ends to get the steal and then do the head fake to get a defender to freeze and give Zalba the lane for the layup.
Flashy fast break points. 19-13 now the score. A 6-point BW lead. Here's Megerly. The drive from Schreck. And the foul is gonna go on Pfeiffer.
And Pfeiffer looked like he had a clean strip of the ball. The official on the far side did not see it.
So 20 seconds will go up on the shot clock. 8 minutes left in this first half. Jackson Simmons checks back into the game for Rob Watson. In the corner, here's Sanford. Pull-up jumper is good. That's Pierre.
Yeah, that's a nice-looking shot, and that's 2 that he's had in a pull-up scenario today.
Zalba, the aggressive drive, goes. Zalba leads the Yellow Jackets scoring. He has 8 points. And a strong block from Christian Pfeiffer.
When you come into the game on a reserve role and you're used to being a starter, you have to bring that juice. You have to bring that energy. And Christian Pfeiffer is going to do that starting on the defensive end and on the rebounds. And that's exactly what he gave the Yellow Jackets in that first run on the court today.
Led the OAC in blocks last season. Currently leads the OAC in blocks this season with about 2 a game. Kick out to the wing, a 3 from Sanford. That one's good.
Yeah, there's not much Ashton Price could have done defensively that was any better. He had a hand in a shooter's face, and unfortunately it wasn't good enough.
Passed inside to a wide open Simmons. He missed that one, but came up with the offensive rebound, and the putback is good for 2.
Yeah, way to stick with it right there for Simmons.
Here's Iyink. Stolen by Mazzio. And Mazzio got it poked away. I thought he was fouled.
He absolutely was fouled. And no call.
The tie up. Now possession arrow favors BW. So they'll have possession of it. Drew Wennis will inbound here on the near side. Just under 7 minutes to play in the first half. screen from Simmons. Pass in the corner. Mazzio is fouled. Would have been an and one continuation in the National Basketball Association, but here at the Ohio Athletic Conference level,
A little bit different.
Yep. Mazzio will have it underneath the basket. Throws it into Wennis. Wennis hands back off to Mazzio. He'll go to work at the top of the key. Making moves. Looking over to Zalba now. Zalba inside. Kicks it back out. Simmons for three. Tough offensive rebound by Jake Snyder.
What a heady play right there by Snyder. He was falling out of bounds. He knew it, and he fired the ball off of one of the Capital defenders to save the possession. If you would have told me that Wennis and Mazzio would not have any points still at the 6:14 mark and the Yellow Jackets would have had a 5-point lead, I would not have believed you.
No good on the layup attempt. Wennis gets the rebound and puts it back for 2 and 1.
There you go. That lets out a little bit of frustration after giving up the opportunity on a layup with a missed shot. Gets the rebound back and gets the putback to go.
Just the second BW free throw line trip today. Wennis cans it. 3 of 3 at the free throw line today for the Yellow Jackets. 26-18 the score. It's an 8-point Jacket lead. Zalba defending Sanford. The swing to Ink. Now on the wing, Schreck. Here's Ryan Roth. The kick to Dosek on the inside and one.
Wow. Wennis picks up the foul. And seems like there's a lot more aggressive play allowed on one side of the floor than the other.
At the line, Griffin Dosick. Dosick able to convert on that one, a 77% free throw shooter on the year. Here's Shane Zalba. Screen up top from Simmons. The kick to Snyder on the wing. Up fake and a pull-up, no good. Another miss from Jake Snyder. Here's Sanford. Kicked it back out with Thompson. Inside Dosick. Puts it on the floor. Back to Simmons, the post move, and fouled on the way up.
Yeah, that one was just Simmons jumping for the head fake and then bodying up Dosick. That just wasn't a very, very good play for Simmons.
So back-to-back trips to the free throw line for the Comets. And Dosick able to cash in on number one. Rob Watson will check back in off the bench.
Yeah, Simmons hit with his second foul. Might be a while till we see him again.
The second one no good for Dosick. Here's Shane Zalba. The swing to Drew Wennis. Now a handoff to Mazzio. Tried to get it into Wennis on the post entry. It was tipped back out to Mazzio. Wing three on the way. No good from Wennis. Snyder almost had another crafty offensive rebound, but it goes out of bounds. Capital basketball the other way. The lead was 8, and Capital cut it by 4. 26-22 to score. Here's Sanford. Now to Iyink. Thompson for three. No good. Rebound to Rob Watson. Here's Shane Zalba now. Zalba got a screen and kicked it back to Watson. Watson puts it on the deck. And a strong finish from Rob Watson. Where's the and one on that one?
Yeah, Watson's given the Yellow Jackets some good play on the offensive end, and it's been much needed in the last couple of minutes here.
Dosick puts it on the floor. tried to kick it to Thompson, but it's stolen by Snyder. The pass on the break, barely corralled by Zalba.
Was barely corralled because his left arm was pinned underneath the arm of a Capital defender that grabbed on for the ride.
And Zalba was fouled, so he'll head to the line for 2 shots. Able to hit on the first one. Increases the lead to 7 and misses on the back end of the pair. Here's Stanford. Working on Shane Zalba. Quick hands from Zalba, almost tipped it away. Here's Stanford, still has it. Kicked it out to Iyink. Iyink back to Sanford, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Rob Watson with a hand in his face, he pulls. No good from Sanford. Rebound by Jake Snyder inside. Here come the Yellow Jackets. The screen up top and the kick over to the wings, near side wing. And a nice pass inside. Drew Wennis finds Rob Watson where he is fouled. He'll head to the free throw line.
Great vision right there by Wennis to set up Watson the third underneath the hoop and allow him to draw the foul. Rob, a 58% free throw shooter, 21 of 36 on the season.
Hits the front rim, no good on the first. Watson puts up the second, and no good on both.
And no rebound attempt either by the Yellow Jackets. They all dropped back to defend.
The handoff to Graves. Graves up top. Iyink now. Back to Graves. Graves working on Mazzio. And threw it away. Watson with the steal. Here's Mazzio on the fast break. He'll slow it down in the corner. The drive. Barely gets it off to Snyder, who has it. And he turned it over. Graves picks up a steal. Graves on the drive. Fouled on the way up. And the foul goes on Wennis. That's really important because that's his second foul of the half. And he's a guy that you just got to have out there.
Yeah, so now that's 2 Yellow Jackets with 2 fouls each, Simmons and Wennis. You really lose a lot offensively. Wennis is quite the threat, especially from distance.
Good check out of the game, and Christian Pfeiffer will head back into the game. Also checking out Anthony Mazzio. Coming in for him was Ashton Price. Second free throw attempt here from Keandre Graves. Makes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Zalba will man the point on the far side at that OAC logo. Drives back up top. Working on Sanford. Screen from Watson. Looking around, Zalba has had it in his hands a long time this possession. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Pfeiffer will drive and is fouled on the way in. Pfeiffer will shoot the single bonus. Makes the front end of the 1-and-1. Pfeiffer hoists on the second one, and it's no good. Rolls in and out. Rebound goes over to Seaver. And Capital on offense now. Here's Schreck. Schreck will drive a Pfeiffer. Kicks it back out to Seaver. Here's Keandre Graves working on Ashton Price. The kick, Iyink for 3, no good. Rebound to Rob Watson on the inside, and he's fouled. He'll head to the line, shooting the bonus again.
Yeah, Watson was in a really good position for that defensive board, and he wasn't giving up on that ball for anything. And Coach Tom Heil had something to say to the official on the way down the floor.
Watson again at the line. Can't convert on the bonus free throws. Capital back with possession. Just a 7-point deficit for them. Here's Sanford. Screen from Schreck. And he lost it out of bounds.
Wow. Sanford had words with the official. He felt that the ball was tipped out of bounds by Baldwin Wallace, or at least he was fouled. I wouldn't be making too many of those arguments if I were him, because that gets remembered when you get on defense.
It's been a back and forth game here early. This Capital team won against that Ohio Northern team that BW just went to double overtime with 4 games ago. In that game, Capital hit a buzzer beater 3 to win by 1. So they're a scrappy team. They're hanging around here.
Yeah, they absolutely are hanging around, and that's something BW has to watch out for. While we have this break, we want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW and its BW Athletics and its student athletes. Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Get you the rest of those sponsors in just a second.
Back here on the floor, here's Jake Snyder. He's turned around and an illegal screen is called. Excuse me, a foul on Sanford.
Told you. Don't give the officials any reason to pay extra attention to you. It's never a good thing. Today's game is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company for all of your insurance and risk management needs. Chuck Ratuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. And Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics.
Watson able to cash in on the front end. Sanford will check out for Crawford. Watson makes both of them. That time at the free throw line. Crawford back in to run point. He's at the W. Swings it over to Keandre Graves. Now Tyler Schreck. Back to Graves. Graves puts it on the deck. Drives with the right hand. Went up with the left and he's fouled. No good on the shot though. He'll head to the free throw line for 2 shots.
There aren't too many halves where Anthony Mazzio has more fouls than points with only 1:08 left to play before halftime. But today is one of those days. He picks up his first foul and he is yet to score.
Graves makes the first free throw. This is his second trip to the line. Split the pair the first time. Ashton Price will check in for the Yellow Jackets. Christian Pfeiffer will head to the bench. So a smaller look from BW with Watson at the 5.
This is a position he is well capable of handling, though.
Free throw hits back iron, no good. Zalba able to corral that rebound. The screen from Watson. Pass inside from Zalba. And a strong layup attempt from Rob Watson misses. Iyink, the drive, righty floater. No good, in and out. Rebound over to Jake Snyder. Tiptoes the sideline. About 40 seconds left in this first half. Wants the 2-for-1 opportunity, goes quick, but it's sent away. Seaver on the inside with the block. Here's Graves on the break. Graves finishes on the fast break over Rob Watson. 32-26, shot clock is off for the final possession of the first half. The Yellow Jackets looking to hold it here. Snyder throws it inside. Now they go quick. Price in the corner, wide open for three. No good. Zalba corrals the offensive rebound. Another possession here at the end of the half. Zalba drives with the left hand, puts up the righty layup and is no good. A couple of great looks at the bucket to end that first half, but nothing doing. 32-26 is the final first half score. BW leads by 6 at the break. Leading scorer in the game is Shane Zalba. He's tied with Sanford. Both of those guys have 9. What'd you see in the first half, Matt?
I saw good play offensively by Shane Zalba, just really taking over in the senior day game, trying to get the ball toward the hoop. And I saw good effort off the bench from Jackson Simmons and Rob Watson III. I really liked what I saw out of those two guys, both very active. Simmons has just 2 points, but he's pulled down 5 rebounds, including a couple on the offensive end. Rob Watson comes off the bench and gives the Yellow Jackets 6 quick points, 6 rebounds, could be on his way to a double-double. That effort is the kind of things that help you win games, extend winning streaks, and go into tournaments on a high note. The BW Yellow Jackets need to continue to have that effort and energy off the bench in this second half if they're going to close out this Capital team. This Capital team is not an easy team to finish off, and BW is going to have to buckle down over these next 20 minutes or so to really get themselves in position to win.
Yeah, they're going to continue to need those players off the bench, as you mentioned. Those two guys, Simmons and Watson, have half of BW's 22 rebounds. They lead in the boards by just 1, but where they've been good is not turning it over. 10 turnovers for Capital, just 6 for BW, and they've actually shot it worse. So BW is winning the game, shooting 11 for 32, and the rebounds are around even. So great performance defensively from the Yellow Jackets to grab all those turnovers. We'll see what they can provide in the second half. We'll be right back here on BWYellowJackets.com. First half final score is 32-26. Back with second half action in just a moment. to the campus of Baldwin Wallace University inside Ursprung Gymnasium. Second half action coming your way from the men's side here in this doubleheader at home. The Jackets lead it 32-26 at half. It's been an offensive struggle, Matt. Both teams have shot under 40%, but it's been the Jackets who have really got gritty and scored off those turnovers. They lead the game in points off turnovers, 15-3.
They're doing a good job with those points off of turnovers, and they're all doing a pretty good job off the bench as well. 14-10 in favor of bench scoring. Where they're struggling is in fast break points. They've given up 8 points on the break to Capital and scored just 3 themselves, so that's a number that they'll have to work on closing the gap with here in the second half. On the floor for the Yellow Jackets in the to start the second half will be Snyder, Zalba, Wennis, Simmons, and Mazzio.
Sanford, Iyink, Schreck, Megerly, and also inside Seaver is the Capital Five. Seaver up top, working on Wennis. Pass inside to Tyler Schreck. Schreck working in the post on Jackson Simmons. The right-handed layup, no good. Great defense inside by Simmons. Forces a tough shot. Here's Mazzio. Step back three in the face of the defender. Can't hit it. Mazzio tried to chase his rebound, but Schreck able to tail it down. Here's Alex Iyink. Didn't start in the first half, but grabs the start in the second half. Here's Tyler Schreck. The kick to Seaver. He'll go to work in the post. The fake. Goes up with it again and looking for contact, didn't get the call, missed the shot. Here come the Jackets the other way and a finish. They say he was fouled on the way in. Jackets will have it under their own basket. Just 4 seconds dripped off that shot clock. In the corner with Wennis off the inbound. Here's Snyder. Calling for a screen from Simmons and gets one. Here's Mazzio. Almost lost it. Iyink went to the floor. Mazzio trying to step through, but lost it out of bounds. Capital basketball.
Yeah, just caromed off of his shin out of bounds. It's another turnover for Mazzio. He's having a tough day.
Mazzio yet to get involved in the scoring in that first half.
If he can get on a roll, though, that would give the Yellow Jackets quite the boost in this game.
He's definitely a guy that any time can be the difference. Here's Keandre Graves. The handoff to Sanford. Sanford blocked away by Shane Zalba.
That was a good defensive effort right there by Zalba to raise up and swat that out of the air.
Snyder now controls the Jacket possession. Spinning and weaving, puts up the floating two. It's good. Jake Snyder cashes in for the first time in this second half. Graves able to control the handoff.
Graves and Mazzio exchanging a lot of hand-to-hand combat right there.
This game has started out much more physical than it was in the first half. Here's Schreck on the drive. Righty layup, no good. Just nearly tapped that rim and back down. Zalba has it now. 8-point lead for the Jackets. There were 4 lead changes in that first half. Wennis cans a three.
That is a big shot right there. Wennis just stepping back and saying, hey, I'm going to bottom out this triple right here and help out my offense a little bit.
Wennis cans his second triple of the contest. Here's Iyink working now, probing, kicks to Graves. Graves on the wing, his three, no good off the front rim, bounces out of bounds on the baseline. Jacket basketball the other way. Griffin Dosick and Joe Thompson check back into the game. Here's Shane Zalba moving it across the timeline. Screen from Simmons. Kick back up top with Wennis. Wennis stops and pulls. That one's good. Pierre shot from the mid-range. Drew Wennis for 2.
Not your typical interruption there as a young man, very young man, broke free from his parents and decided he was taking a trip up the floor. Fortunately, the official saw it before any collisions happened, but a little moment of levity there in today's game.
A lot of action there. 13-point lead on the floor. Jackets 39-26 lead. Here's Shane Zalba defending against Sanford. Comets swinging around. Here's Ryan Roth working on Snyder. The post entry now with Dosick. Working on Simmons. Back out Thompson. Thompson up faking a drive. Loses it on the way up.
Yeah, he was trying to create a foul there from Wennis and didn't get the call.
Snyder on the drive. Kicks it to Zalba. Wing 3. No good. Can't connect on that three-pointer. Here comes Sanford the other way, and he's fouled. Believe that's going to go on Zalba.
Yeah, Zalba guilty on the reach in there.
Just the first foul for Shane Zalba on his senior day. He leads the game in scoring with 9 points. Inbound to Dosick. Hand off to Sanford. In the quarter now. Back up top. Here's Dosick. Working on Simmons. The drive. Throws up the layup. Not even close to the rim. Out of bounds, and the Jackets will have possession. Jacket lead ever so increasing. Zalba. Couple of nice works on the handle, but lost it out of bounds.
Tough sledding so far in the second half, much like we saw in the really throughout the whole first half for either team offensively.
But overall, BW 7-0 in the half. Here's Sanford, step back 3. Good looking move, but can't cash in on it. Call on the baseline is Jacket basketball.
That was a heck of a defensive rebound by Drew Wennis. He had a capital player hanging all over his back and still had the presence of mind to corral and hold on to the rebound. Excellent play right there.
Screen from Simmons up top. Snyder passes it into Simmons. Simmons, a quick kick to Wennis, and he loses it. Corralled by Capital. Through 5 minutes of play in the second half. Three-pointer is good. David Sanford from the corner.
Capital definitely needed that bucket. That's their first of the half.
Snyder kicks over to Zalba in the corner. He's looking around. The drive inside and sends Ryan Roth all the way back into the BW cheerleaders. Strong finish there. Here's Sanford. Dosick for 3. Canned it.
Uh-oh. Back-to-back possessions for Capital with 3-pointers. Can't let them get too hot from long range.
They cut the lead to 9, and Jake Snyder answers with a 2 of his own. Silky smooth pull-up. Here's Sanford. Now to Joe Thompson. Thompson kicks it to Dosick. Inside, great pass. Finds Megerly for 2.
Yeah, Mazzio got caught overcommitting, and he sailed past the ball, which gave a wide open lane to make that pass to Megerly.
Wennis now kicks to Shane Zalba. Screen from Simmons. Zalba on the drive. Righty scoop layup is good. Shane Zalba into double figures and a timeout for the Crusaders. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back on BWYellowJackets.com. Welcome back to coverage of OAC men's basketball. It's a 45-34 Yellow Jacket lead. 13:24 to go in this second half of play. Just a 5-point differential between the teams in scoring in this half. 13-8 in this half. BW leads it. Here's Caleb Crawford. He'll work on Jake Snyder. Joe Thompson finds Sanford. He pulls up. No good as he's floating away, but the rebound inside goes to Capital, and the foul will go on Rob Watson III. Still 20 seconds on the shot clock. Crawford triggers the inbound. Gets it back on the handoff, but was fouled by Jake Snyder.
That is a tough luck foul on Snyder. I mean, there was physicality exchanged on both ends of that, offensively and defensively, and unfortunately Snyder's the one that got hit for it.
Just Snyder's first foul. Hand off to Crawford. Working on Snyder. The pull-up, it's good. Caleb Crawford bangs a two in. Lead back under single digits. Here's Drew Wennis. Hands off to Price. Snyder, step back for three. No good. Rebound over to Dosick. He'll take it quickly. That goes out of bounds. Ashton Price thought it was off a Capital comment.
Nice try, but I don't agree with him on that one. I think he ushered that ball out of bounds. Good hustle though to get back in transition to prevent a layup.
He talked about it at the halftime break. They need to limit those fast break points. Hustle plays like that can limit those. Inbound from Crawford to Thompson. Thompson works on Price, and that's an offensive foul.
Yeah, you can't act as a running back and lower your shoulder and try to drive a defensive back off of you. You have to give the defender a little bit of respect. That much contact, you're going to get hit every time, or almost every time.
Capital turnover leads to a BW possession. Here's Jake Snyder. Crawford played him all the way up the court. Thompson now manning Snyder. Swings it to Pfeiffer. Now Watson on the drive. Out of control and turns it over. Travel. Still a 9-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. Nearly halfway through the second half. Here's Crawford looking to entry pass to the post. Thompson working on Driscoll, rises up and hits the two over him. Here's Snyder now. Jackets trying to respond to a little run from Capital. Driscoll. Great defense from Joe Thompson. Driscoll kicks out to Price, and Price draws the foul.
Yeah, that was one of the 50-50 calls that really could have gone against Ashton Price. The defender was well outside of the restricted area when that contact was initiated, and it looked like it came more from Price.
Snyder got it poked away, but it went off Dosick. Jackets will retain possession. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Alex Iyink will check in for David Sanford. The inbound from Snyder finds Ashton Price on the far side. Screen from Christian Pfeiffer. Jackets move it around. Driscoll with it now. Driving and kicking to Snyder in the corner. He raises it. Hits.
What a shot by Jake Snyder. Hand in the face. Fall away in front of his bench and still knocks it down.
And he gets hit with a quick foul. 2 hands on Crawford. Snyder now 3 of 6 from downtown in the game, 5 of 11 overall for 13 points. Here's Iyink working on the double team, able to get it to Thompson. Open three-pointer, cashes.
Nice looking shot.
Joe Thompson hits the 3. Come the Jacket offense. And a foul on Capital. It's going to go on Alex Iyink. Just the team's 4th foul.
Yeah, you could hear Capital not happy with that call. Coach Damon Goodwin said he lost control. Our guy didn't foul him. Unfortunately for him, the official thought he did.
Pfeiffer, a nice pass inside to Watson. Watson looking to go up. Does so. Couldn't connect on the layup. Megerly the other way. Finds Crawford on the far side wing. He'll drive. Lefty layup, no good, but he's fouled on the way up. 2 shots for Caleb Crawford at the line. Crawford just 2 points in this one. Make it 3 after he connects on the first free throw. This is also his first trip to the free throw line of the day. Driscoll and Snyder check out. Zalba and Mazzio check back in. Crawford, second free throw was good. Zalba mans the point here on the near side. Jackets swing it the other way. Mazzio thought he was fouled on the way up, didn't get the call. Here comes Capital the other way. Iyink floating in the air, couldn't get it to go. Rebound inside by Zalba. Capital looking to trap here. Ball bouncing all over the place. Pfeiffer finds Price. You're going to get a loose ball foul away from the play there. 2's going to count for Ashton Price. Now a 7-point Jacket lead. 50-43 is the score. Here's Crawford. Iyink on the wing. Dosick finds Thompson. Thompson, a quick fake and a move. Almost tried to throw it down.
Not nearly enough height on that elevation to throw down the dunk.
Zalba, pull-up 3, in and out. Capital the other way. Dosick on the drive. Picks up his dribble. Capital swings it around. Here's Crawford. Thompson, another 3. That one's good. 2 in a row from Joe Thompson from downtown. Capital starting to heat up from 3. The lead is just 4. Zalba. Snyder now. Driving on Crawford. The kick to Thompson, to Watson. Watson puts it in for 2. Great pass inside.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure how that ball got to Rob Watson III, but also credit him on the finish because that was a great play.
Thompson, another 3. 3 in a row. How about it? Excellent shooting performance here in this second half from Joe Thompson.
And just when Capital needed it, they were down by 10 just a couple of minutes ago, and now it's a 3-point game.
Snyder looking to answer, can't do so. 3-point lead, just one possession. Crawford can't convert on the fast break, had a great look. Price the other way. Screen from Christian Pfeiffer. Price on the inside. Picks up his dribble, swings it to Snyder. Snyder couldn't corral it, was flying out of bounds, had to throw it back in. Here comes Capital. And Sanford picks up 2 free throws on his way up. They've been getting out in transition, Matt.
Yeah, they sure have, and that's something we saw a little bit in the first half as well. Credit Rob Watson III. I know he picks up the foul, but just getting back and making that a difficult shot and not a clean layup, I think speaks to his level of effort and intensity on the defensive end and what he gives to the Yellow Jackets. Yeah, he put him at the line for 2, but he didn't make it an easy 2.
8 points and 7 rebounds for the sophomore. Wennis will check back in for Christian Pfeiffer. Wennis went out with 2 fouls in the first half. He hasn't picked up one yet. Snyder also with 2. Watson, the big foul trouble with 3. Just a 2-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. Under 10 minutes to play. Stolen away. Shrek the other way. Here come the Comets. 3 from Iyink. Deep 3. Unreal showing in the second half, shooting the basketball from downtown by the Capital Comets. Snyder on the wing. Great cross-court pass. Finds Zalba. He can't connect. Wow, that was a beautiful pass.
A little bit too much posing after the shot, though. You need to follow your shot and get a rebound. That was a long rebound that not even Capital was able to track down. If you hustle after it, you might get a second possession or a second look at a shot on that possession.
Haven't been too many offensive boards in this game, just 11. BW leads 7-4 on those offensive boards. Here comes David Sanford. Kicks it back out, Megerly. Tyler Shrek. Ryan Seaver kicks it to Alex Iyink. He just hit a 3 on the last possession. Shrek puts it on the deck, drives, throws up the righty scoop layup, and it's good. It's now a 3-point Capital lead.
The Yellow Jackets went with a smaller lineup to maybe get some more quickness on the floor to help defend against the perimeter, but that left them susceptible. They don't have a rim protector right now.
Here's Mazzio. Trying to get involved in the scoring. Still has not scored yet in the game. Snyder raises. No good on the 3. Timeout, Tom Heil.
That's probably overdue, truthfully. While we have this timeout, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's game is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company for all of your insurance and risk management needs. Chuck Ratuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official health care provider of Baldwin Wallace University. And Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics.
Still in timeout in Berea. The Jackets at one point led it by 8. They now find themselves down by 3 with 6 minutes, 10 seconds to play.
The shot selection has really fallen off for the Yellow Jackets. I mean, they've gotten some open looks, but they've also taken a lot of contested threes. They're falling too much in love with the long-range shots. They need to pound it inside a little bit and maybe then get the kick out for the 3 that maybe frees up a shooter to get a better look.
They've made just 5 of their 21 three-pointers in this one. Capital, on the other end, they've made 7 of 14. It's been an unbelievable stretch.
And a lot of that came after halftime, too, when you look at what they did in the first half. Capital from three-point range, 1 of 6. So 6 of 8 after halftime. It's 75%.
And they're back on offense now. Here's Schreck. Inside pass to Megerle. Sent away by Zalba at the rim.
His second block of the game.
One strong drive on the inside. Can't get it to go. Comets in the fast break. Stolen away by Zalba. Back-to-back possessions defensively. Shane Zalba has locked it down. Zalba has it on offense now. Kicks it to Snyder. Back to Zalba. Inside post entry to Simmons. Simmons. Hook layup is good.
Nice touch on the turnaround hook. Big time basket right there to get the Yellow Jackets within a point.
Here's David Sanford. Kick to Tyler Schreck. Ink out top. Through the legs of Seaver.
Yeah, you kind of have to credit Anthony Mazzio on that play. He and Seaver were bodying each other up that whole play, and I think one last body up from Mazzio really put Seaver off balance and allowed that ball to go out of bounds.
That's the 14th Capital turnover of the contest. Here's Jake Snyder with the basketball on offense. Mazzio looking to get his scoring opened up. Streck sends it away. Conversation going to happen between the two referees here. I'm not sure what the call is. It'll be BW side out with just a 1-point deficit. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Wennis up fake and gets the foul on the 3. 3 free throws coming for Drew Wennis. A smart play there.
That was an excellent play by Wennis. Get the defender in the air and then absorb the contact on your way up. Wennis, 29 of 38 coming into the game from the free throw line, good for better than 76%.
Rolls in and out. Off that back rim, just punched out. Wennis looking to tie the game. And he does so. All knotted at 55. Still one more free throw coming for Drew Wennis. And he connects. Makes the last 2 after missing the first. Now a 1-point Jacket lead. Here's Sanford. Ink. Now Schreck. Back to Ink. On that far side wing. Megerle finds Sanford. Screen coming from Schreck. Sanford still looking around on the drive. Tries the scoop layup. No good, but it almost was a fancy finish. Rebound hanging around out there, and it's corralled by Drew Wennis. Jake Snyder now on the drive. Working on Megerle. Stuck under there, gets it out to Zalba. Zalba on the drive. Layup is good. Zalba finds his way to the cup again.
This young man is leaving it all on the floor on both ends on his senior day performance. And it's been a masterpiece to this point.
58-53 the score. The drive from Thompson. Gets it to go. Timeout Capital. They're down by just 1. How about the performance from Joe Thompson in that stretch? He made 3 threes in a row to cut this to an interesting game.
Well, we talked about it at halftime, how much the Yellow Jackets needed to up the intensity defensively because you knew this Capital team wasn't going to go away. And that's exactly what we've seen. This Capital team has been giving the Yellow Jackets fits throughout this second half and took a lead. They were down by as many as 10 in the second half, and they've come back, and now it's a 1-point Yellow Jacket lead, but Capital was winning for a little bit of a stretch there in the second half, and it was really the three-point ball that did them the most work to make up the deficit.
One area that the Jackets have been solid has been the points in the paint. They've been able to get to the cup pretty nicely tonight. 32 points in that paint. Capital comes out of their timeout, ready to go. You bring on the same players from before: Thompson, Dosick, Eing, Megerly, and Sanford. Wennis will inbound here on BW's own end. Snyder will man the point. Calls over a screen from Simmons. Now finds Zalba in the corner, who drives, puts up a crafty left-handed layup.
He had absolutely no lane to get that shot lifted and still found a way to put it down. This is a young man who's refusing to let his team lose today.
17 points in the game for Shane Zalba, 8 of 14. Here's Thompson, working on Wennis. Pulls the three, cans it.
It's a young man. That's another young man that won't let his team lose today. Is Joe Thompson has come up big in the second half from three-point range.
Just his fourth three-pointer, not just. He has 4 of them. Unreal. Joe Thompson from downtown. Here's Zalba. Tie game. Up top with Drew Wennis. Hands off to Mazzio. Mazzio still hasn't scored in the game. Now to Zalba, who's fouled. Sanford not too happy with himself after he picks up his third.
Well, more importantly, that was the 6th on the Comets, so that means both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the way.
Snyder to trigger the inbound. Looking around, barely got it off. Zalba to Drew Wennis. Wennis back and forth. Fades away. Wow. Silky smooth. Drew Wennis for 2.
That's a tough turnaround, but man, that was pretty coming off of the hand to Drew Wennis right into the hoop.
2-point Jacket lead now. 62-60.
You got to stick close to 24. You can't let him get loose.
Foul's going to go on Jackson Simmons. That'll be his 3rd foul, but more importantly, that sends David Sanford to the free throw line.
Yeah, Sanford about a 74% free throw shooter, a little bit better than 74 on the season, 32 of 43 coming into the game.
This is a tough pair of free throws, though, down the stretch. Sanford, good on the first one.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Legs are a little heavy. He's been running hard the whole game and had to help his team overcome a big deficit. A lot of energy expended.
He's got 14 points in the game. There's his 15th. Tie game. Snyder calling out a play. Working to the far side. Screen from Simmons. Loses it. Able to get it back. Back out Wennis for 3. In and out. Zalba diving for the rebound. And a timeout by Capital after they pick up the offensive rebound. A smart play to call a timeout under the basket. I think it was called by a player.
Yeah, it was called by Sanford. He eventually ripped the ball away from Zalba and then was called for the timeout. While we have this break I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket men's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, the global recycling company. Today's game is also being brought to you by the Oswald Company for all of your insurance and risk management needs. Chuck Ratuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. And Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics.
Well, if you're just joining us, it's been an exciting back-and-forth game between these two teams in the final game of OAC regular season play. Joe Thompson has hit 4 of 6 three-pointers to lead Capital back from down 8. And Shane Zalba leads the game in scoring with 16 points on his senior game.
Thompson 4 of 4 from three-point range in this second half. Tip of the cap to the young man, but that's somebody that out of this timeout, the Yellow Jackets have to be aware of where he is on the court at all times.
Dosick will trigger the inbound. 1 minute, 18 seconds of play left here in Berea. Here's Sanford working on the senior Shane Zalba. Kick to Eyink. Back to Sanford. Dosick hands to Eyink. Megerly up top. And it's kicked away by Simmons. We'll add some time to the shot clock. Back at 20 now. 56 seconds left.
That's a whole lot of time that was added to the shot clock. It looked like it was under 10. And they kicked it back up to 20 on the kick ball.
And a timeout, a 30-second one coming from Capital. I mean, you have to imagine they're drawing up a play for Joe Thompson.
I would not want to put it in anybody else's hands at this point if I were the Capital Comets. I mean, this is a young man that has done a world of good from three-point range, and if you're the Yellow Jackets, that's the guy that you're expecting to get the ball. At this point, you live by the old adage if you're the Yellow Jackets. You play good defense on their best player, and you make everybody else around him have to step up and beat you. Keep Thompson in your sights at all times. Do not let him get loose. And I like the matchup defensively that the Yellow Jackets have. They're sending Drew Wennis after Joe Thompson.
Sanford to inbound. Finds Schreck on the long way in. Sanford to Thompson now. It's clear he wants to go with it. Thompson up for the layup, and it's good. Capital takes the lead by 2. Isolation for Thompson, and he finds the lead. Here's Snyder looking to answer. Offensive foul.
Oh, there are bad times to have that happen, and there are terrible times, and that is a terrible time to have an offensive foul called on Jackson Simmons for the illegal screen. Unreal, the timing of that call.
And now it's a 2-point Capital lead. Also, Capital has possession now after the turnover.
Now if you're the Yellow Jackets, I don't know. I'd consider fouling at this point. Capital can't use it all, but a bucket would really make things difficult on the Yellow Jackets. I mean, you have to consider all options at this point.
Yeah, I think you try to get a steal on the inbound. You try to run them around to make them take a quick shot, and maybe you get a miss, but I think foul's a play here. I think you're going to see them foul right off the inbound if they don't get the steal.
If they can't get the steal, I think that's the play. I don't know, if I'm the Yellow Jackets, I would consider putting in a guy like Rob Watson III or Christian Pfeiffer for some support on the glass at this point too. It's a very small lineup for the Yellow Jackets right now. And if Capital does get a shot, they're going to want to get that board.
Ryan Roth will inbound. 36 seconds remain on the game clock. It's got to be close to 5 seconds. And he calls a timeout. Thought he might have gotten to 5 seconds there in his mental clock, but Capital still has it over on that far end.
Well, they got to 4 and realized that that's not a place you want to live. And he smartly burned the timeout. Here's the thing, though. That was Capital's second to last. They have one more. So they have to be cautious now how they use that.
The Jackets did a great job defending on that inbound pass. Let's see if they can do it again.
Yeah, I really like the way they came out defensively on that inbound pass. They really did not give him any option to lob it in to a teammate. And that was good play right there by the Jacket defense.
This is a Jacket team that has played in numerous close games, but this team has grown up, and they're ready for moments like this. I'm interested to see what they can do down the stretch here in the last 35 seconds.
To become champions, you have to play in these kind of atmospheres throughout your season and throughout your career, and you have to find a way to succeed through adversity. And the Yellow Jackets have done that at times this year, and this is another opportunity that they have to raise up and say, hey, we're a handful to deal with, and when we get into the tournament next week, you see us on the other side of the bracket, you're not going to be very happy.
Roth to inbound again. Covered defensively well by BW and tipped out of bounds. And they say it's going to be off Driscoll.
Wow. That took a lot of caroms.
It was great work to defend the inbound, but I do think that Driscoll got a fingertip on that.
Yeah, I agree with the call, but man, that was extremely close. That was great defense by Driscoll. Wow, Zalba was going for the tie-up because the possession arrow favored the Yellow Jackets. But Sanford was able to keep it away from him long enough to draw the foul on Drew Wennis.
And now some tough free throws coming for David Sanford. Driscoll will head to the bench. Ashton Price checks in. Sanford at the line for 2. Here's the first. Excuse me, it was a 1-and-1, missed the first. Still a 2-point deficit for the Yellow Jackets. 27 seconds left on the clock. About a 1-second differential. Throws it up and it's foul. Jake Snyder to the line to tie the game.
I mean, that's one of the guys you want at the line. He's your best free throw shooter on the season. And he's hit some big ones down the stretch of games.
Yeah, we've been here before. And Jake Snyder has definitely been here before a couple of times in his Yellow Jacket career. Hits the first. This is Snyder's first trip to the free throw line in the game. This free throw to tie the game. It's good. 64 all. 23 seconds remain. Capital with a last-second opportunity. They're going to get the last possession. David Sanford working on the senior, Shane Zalba, trying to defend home coin out senior day. Sanford throws it up. No good. Tip out of bounds, and Jacket basketball with 2.6 seconds remaining. Timeout, Tom Heil. Timeout, Yellow Jackets.
So the Yellow Jackets have 2.6 seconds left. You got to figure Snyder is one of the guys that they're going to try to get the ball to in this situation.
I mean, he's been in this spot numerous times in recent games. I mean, they just played a double overtime game 4 games ago. And if you look at him down the stretch, it's not been an easy road. No team is easy in this conference. I know we've said that time and time again, but you just beat your crosstown rival by 10 points, won a close one with Muskingum, and beat Ohio Northern in double overtime. So you're battle tested, ready for this moment. 2.6 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This team has been battle tested down the stretch, as you said. They've come out on the right side of games. They've come out on the wrong side of games. But this is an opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to get away with one after they let a big lead slip here in the second half. A guy we haven't talked about in a while because he's been in a shooting slump in this game and hasn't had points yet. If Anthony Mazzio comes out of the huddle on the floor, which I believe he will, this would be a heck of a time for that first shot to go down in the game.
I mean, I don't think he's ever been this far without scoring in his entire career, and that includes high school. So an unfamiliar spot for Anthony Mazzio here in this one, but a chance to win it. 2.5 seconds remain. Snyder, the baseball pass, inbound to Salva, and he...
That could have been a disaster.
Close collision here nearby us.
Yeah, he caught a rope right in the midsection. That doesn't feel good at full steam, but more importantly than that, the Snyder pass sailed wide right, and Zalba stepped out of bounds. Capital gets the ball at half court. They call their final timeout. They have 2.1 seconds left.
And you were talking about how important that final timeout was going to be. They save it for this moment, and they have yet another chance to win the game.
I'm guessing 24 has to be in the discussion to get the ball at this point. There are 2 guys, if I'm Capital, that I absolutely want to get the ball to. If it can't be Joe Thompson, who has had an unreal second half, it is David Sanford, your point guard, who has really stepped up and hit some beautiful shots throughout this game. This is an opportunity for one of those 2 men to step up and break a lot of hearts here in what is a pretty good crowd and good atmosphere here at Ursprung Gymnasium tonight.
And regardless of the seeding and what this means for the seeding, because I think BW has their spot locked up, this is big for momentum rolling into the tournament. You have to feel great about where you sit at as a team, not just as the record, as a team, how you are playing at that moment. This team right now on a 3-game win streak. If they can end this one out, I think it'd be really helpful.
And most importantly, 2 of those games have come on the road, at Muskingum and then at John Carroll. And 2 not easy places to play. John Carroll especially with the atmosphere, but also Muskingum just with the long road trip.
They had lost 4 games in a row prior to this win streak. Aye to inbound. Looking down low, that's where the play's happening. Throws it in, Megerly with the basketball. Throws up a prayer, no good. The fadeaway does not go, and we're headed to overtime.
I mean, he used just about all those 5 seconds before he lobbed in the ball. Credit him for staying patient, not making a bad decision, and giving the Yellow Jackets one final shot.
So the Yellow Jackets will head into a 3rd overtime contest of the regular season.
5 minutes go on the clock. Tied at 64 here at Ursprung Gymnasium. An opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to respond from that 4-game losing streak and make it a 4-game winning streak to end the regular season. Send themselves into the OAC tournament on a good roll. Sorry, partner.
You almost feel like they had this one locked up. They had an 8-point lead. It fell to some very timely 3-point shooting from Joe Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Thompson, he didn't have hardly any impact in the first half. Just in 8 minutes, of action. He was 0 of 2. He had 4 rebounds, but other than that, he had 1 turnover, and he was -1 in the plus-minus rating. And his second half, absolutely off the charts. I mean, he's a guy that you can't lose track of in this overtime period. Otherwise, it could go sideways real quick for you.
Jackson Simmons into tip against the aforementioned Joe Thompson.
Simmons joined by Wennis, Snyder, Mazzio, and Zalba. Sanford, Megerly, Schreck on the floor for Capital with Thompson and Einig.
Here's Jake Snyder. Finds Wennis, wide open wing 3. Cash that one.
That is a big way to start off the overtime period. Hitting a big shot. Wennis, no surprise there. He's come up with big shots all year long and dials it up from long distance.
Capital trying to answer now. Sanford on the drive. Sent away by Jackson Simmons.
Excellent job by Simmons to completely avoid body contact on that. The young man has 3 fouls going into this overtime period. Just outstretched reach. Great play.
That's one way to set the tone at the beginning of overtime. Capital still with the basketball. Einig with it on the far side. Passes it off to Schreck. Schreck puts it on the deck. Drives. Scoop layup with the left hand is good. 1-point lead now for BW. Snyder here on the near side. Tosses it up to Simmons. Simmons working on Thompson. Hands off to Mazzio. Still trying to get his scoring opened up. Inside. Fouled on the way up. Mazzio going to get a chance at the free throw line.
That's one way to do it. You're having trouble putting it in tonight. Try to get to the free throw line, get some easy ones.
He'll get 2 shots.
Second best free throw shooter on the Yellow Jackets this season.
In and out.
I'm sorry, Anthony. I won't say it again.
It's happened a couple of times this year. Books in the second one.
It's happened a couple times this afternoon.
Here we go, David Sanford now. Capital down 2. Driving. Zalba got a piece of that one.
Made it difficult. Excellent on-ball defense by Shane Zalba.
Snyder working inside. Simmons able to corral the offensive board after it banged off the glass. Snyder still looking around. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Mazzio, corner, Snyder. Can't connect on that one. Stolen by Zalba. How about the play from the senior? Wennis for 3. No good. Rebound to Schreck. Here come the Comets. Pass off to Einig. Megerly. Schreck hands off to Einig. Working on Simmons. Post entry to Schreck. Schreck faces up. Working on Wennis. Puts it up with the right hand and finds the finish for 2. Tie game again. Snyder, screen from Simmons. Kicks it back to him. Zalba. Pass inside, Simmons. Looking to go up with it. And he gets the 2. Sanford now working on Shane Zalba. Nearly 2 minutes to play here in overtime. Schreck. Thompson in the corner, stepped out of bounds.
And that was big because he knocked down that 3. That would have put Capital in front.
Wow. Thompson heads to the bench. An unfortunate ending to his hot 3-point shooting streak. Here's Jake Snyder. Up by 2. To Simmons. Jackets slow it down on this possession. A lot of time coming off that shot clock. Snyder raises and misses the 2. Rebound over to Capital. Eyeing. To Schreck. Schreck in the corner, Megerly. Offensive foul. Jackson Simmons, the high IQ play.
You got to credit Jackson Simmons seeing that open lane and having the courage to step up and take that hit. I mean, that was a big-time collision, and he just stepped in there and took it. Credit the young man for picking up the charge.
This is a man that's playing with 4 fouls in this game. Zalba to Wenis. Wenis spinning. Still has it. Back out Mazzio. Mazzio on the drive. Finds Simmons down low.
What a pass.
Can't get it to go. Rebound over to Capital. Under a minute to play in overtime. Sanford. Now Schreck. Schreck inside. Goes up for the layup. It's good. Still a tie game. 39 seconds remain. Here's Snyder. He's been the point guard in clutch time. Gets the screen from Simmons. Pulls the 3. Nearly in and out. And a foul going to go on Mazzio. That means Capital's going to be at the other end.
That's a 2-shot foul.
That's going to actually go on Simmons, and that's going to be his 5th. He's going to have to check out the game. You can tell he's frustrated. He's played a tough game.
He sure has. He's played very well for this Yellow Jacket team. I'm surprised that Capital is keeping Joe Thompson on the bench. They took him out after the turnover, and every one of the coaches looked at him in disgust, like, you've got to know where you're at on the court. And while that part is true, he's the only reason why Capital was even in this game in the second half.
Well said, partner, as Dosick misses the first one. I mean, how do you take a guy out?
I mean, he's done everything you've asked him to do. He's hit every shot that he's taken from three-point range in the second half.
Dosick able to give Capital a lead by 1 point. 19 seconds remain. The shot clock is off. Here's Jake Snyder on the drive. Goes up for the layup. He's fouled, and he'll get 2 shots at the line. Maybe went too quick. Gives Capital an opportunity after these 2 free throws.
I mean, there was only like a 1.1 second differential between the shot and game clocks. You don't want to take it all the way down, but like you said, maybe a little bit over-aggressive, but still comes up and ties the game.
Snyder at the line to give the Jackets the lead. 13 seconds left on the game clock in overtime, and Snyder gives them the lead. Timeouts called by Coach Heil and the Yellow Jackets. It'll be Capital basketball with 13 seconds to play. Leaders in points for your Yellow Jackets: Jake Snyder with 17, Zalba with 17, and Wenis with 15. For the Capital Comets, Joe Thompson leads their scoring with 18 points. Sanford behind him with 15. Tyler Schreck with 13 points. And Jackson Simmons, he'll head out of the game after his 5th foul. He ended with 6 points and 9 rebounds off the bench.
prior to that timeout for BW, Joe Thompson was sent to the scorer's stable for the Comets. He sat for almost 2 full minutes. And now they're going to potentially ask him to come off the bench, see if he can find that magic from three-point range one more time.
And it's tough to light up the flamethrower after it's been set down. But we'll see what happens here on this possession.
I'm not counting the young man out, though, the way that he played in the second half. I mean, he's done a whale of a job.
Here comes Sanford. Under 10 seconds to play. Schreck. Thompson, 4-3. No good. Rebound to Schreck. Still a shot opportunity. And he's fouled with 0.3 seconds remaining.
Oh. Jake Snyder gets hit for the foul. Wow.
That'll send Tyler Schreck to the line.
One of just 2 misses by Thompson in this entire second half and overtime. And yet Capital still finds a way to get the long rebound.
Thompson was open on that 3. It was a great
He
look.
was. That was a great look. You're not going to get much better.
Schreck able to work on the offensive glass and just throw it up. The first free throw. Bounces off the top of the rim and in. Wow. This place was getting loud for those free throws, and that took a little bit of the air out of it.
I mean, that's a great timeout by the Yellow Jackets to make Schreck think about it. And realistically, you're not expecting to get anything out of this. The only reason you're checking Christian Pfeiffer in is to prevent a tip at the horn to win it if their shot is off the mark.
BW in their 3rd overtime contest. The last one went to double overtime. Definitely an opportunity here. Most likely be the last shot attempt of the game.
At least of this overtime period.
Here comes the crowd noise. Schreck for the game. Makes it. Snyder to trigger the inbound. Still a chance. Throws it deep. Can't find Pfeiffer. And that's going to do it here from Berea.